This is what they call an hourglass. This one's sort of warped looking the way it's made. It's always leaning sort of out of balance. But it still keeps the same time. So we'll turn this over here and let it be rolling the sand out. And thought I'd talk to you a minute. I thought about checking in like a military kind of thing, saying, hey, this is Alpha Male Eagle 1977, Winged Eagle. Yeah, checking in for duty. Isn't that what it feels like on YouTube anymore? Such a hassle that you got to go through, you know, just to check in, to create a video, to try and share something with somebody, and they don't like the way you look, or they don't like the tone of the music, or they don't like the tone of your voice, or they see one image that just totally, before they even see the video, they'll, oh, I seen something, I got to turn it off. I don't show nudity or profanities or anything in my videos. You guys that's followed me know that. Everybody that's following me, and I hate using that terminology. Everybody that's watching my channel, how about that, okay? You forget me, you ain't lost a thing. But I'm going to tell you what. Honest to goodness, folks, man. I've got people out here that are atheists that watch my channel. I've got some agnostic people that watch my channel. There's Christians, there's Catholicism, and then there's the Protestant, and all of those are subsections. There's Muslims and Jews, and I get comments and stuff from people from all walks of life, and from different religions and different backgrounds, from Indian backgrounds because of different heritage that we may share, and all kinds of things. And that's an amazing thing to hear from all of you around the world. Are you watching the sand? Because time is an issue. Time seems to be a real big issue. That's another thing. I either talk too long or I don't talk long enough. It doesn't matter what I do or what I say. People are going to see what they want to see and understand what they want to understand. It's a foolish thing to read a book by its cover, and therefore just to go by a title without watching it in full, or to see the first glimmer of one thing and automatically shut it off because something has been exposed to your sight. If I show you somebody that's a member of the Illuminati, or if we show pictures of the Rothschild family and or the big lords of England and all of the Queen and all of those things, we can show you presidents and prime ministers and different leaders of the world. That's okay to show. But man, that's exactly what that is. See, that's all a show. And so people resort to channels that are alternative or whatever. And because of the circumstances that are taking place, quantum effect, Mandela effect, those kinds of things that are going on, the stars aligning the way they are, and the different things that are happening as signs in the heavens, this big solar eclipse, and on both sides you have people who are worshiping this for an evil agenda, and then you have those that are enjoying the creation and the wonders that God has made. And again, for the atheists, we'll deal with it, right? You know, I'm not asking you or telling you. I'm just, hey, where I'm at, right? And you know what? You know what? I shared that last video. I shared some information because I found it interesting about the signs in the heavens. And you know, I was put down the road by more Christians than anything. And y'all, if you followed me for any time, you know I'm a Christian. And all those that I just mentioned, the Muslims and the Jewish folks and the Indians and there's people that's been in Wiccan that listen in. I don't know who all listens into my channel, to be honest. I hear from all over the world. And all walks of life. All walks. And I'm not offended by them in any way. Nor do I fear. For I have no fear here of man that can take the body but not my soul. And Scripture tells us to fear no man. But he also tells us to trust no man. Let every man trust God only. That's what it says. Trust no man, but trust God only. Fear no man, but fear God only. A respectful fear, like you would your old pop or your dad. Or even your mother, for that matter. And people don't like the tone, as I had said, music, different graphics, the colors. My mic is bad. I'm using the wife's phone now this time. I just want to get this out here, y'all. You know, this fuss, it cut there for a minute, so I turned and laid it straight over. So you can still see the sand there, I hope. Like I said, I'm using her phone. So bear with me, right? And like I said, too, this thing is sort of leaned, so it's weird looking at it there. You can see it pretty good that way, can't you? It's leaning in. You can see the sand dripping right there. I think that'll let you see it. Sorry for the interruption. Still going. Alright, real quick. What I wanted to get out there is that, folks, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of things happening. And whether you see one way or another, no matter what, you got people still split over Democrat, Republican, you have liberal and conservative and blah, 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 blah. We have to be politically correct. And those speaking truths are fake news or something, right? And it's so hard to find truth out here anymore. Now, y'all know me. I've never asked for nothing on my channel except prayer. I ask people to pray for me. I need everybody to lift me in prayer, right? Need all the help we can get down here in this world. That's fact. I've always told everybody, hey, don't take my word for it. You go check it out for yourself. I'm here to make you think. That's my job. To try and get you to question things around you. To question your surroundings, to question yourself, to question your reality, whatever that might mean these days. And to maybe even question your existence and how that works. To maybe develop a relationship with your Creator, if you can do that. And yeah, you can, but for the atheist, again, without being able to see or experience. And I'm not talking about your go to church kind of thing where you got all the people in the regular, most people raised up in a certain denomination or a certain type of atmosphere and have been taught things. You could go, just take the Baptist church for example. You can go to this Baptist church and they're teaching something different in that Baptist church teaches something different in that Baptist. Same with Methodist, Presbyterian, even the Catholic. It doesn't matter. I would imagine even the mosques, one's teaching radical Islam to go blow something up, and the others are teaching the peaceful way. And it's a strange thing, really, all of it. All of us in this world. How we fit in and where we don't. Ultimately, I'm trying to help you in one way or another, and that's all I'm doing. I think our time's out, so that wasn't really a whole hour, was it? Wow. So, is this just take a minute? Let's try this little one with it. See what happens here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Now, we probably won't talk the whole one. I don't know how long I've been going. But folks, really, doesn't matter what side you're on, truth is still going to be truth. Right down the middle. There ain't no balance and no fence post here. And I'm going to tell you that right off. And you're going to believe whatever you want to believe. And when I put out information, you take what you can use, disregard the rest. Some of it won't be for you, some of it might. Some of it might just be so I can play back and look at my ugly old self. Like talking in a mirror. Now listen. I ain't trying to lead or sway nobody. You forget me, that's alright. That's alright. But some of the information I'm putting out, you better open up your eyes and take heed. I ain't kidding you. And that's fact reality. Better open up your eyes and take heed. Things are going to get rough before they get better. There's going to be a storm before you see the rainbow. That's the way it works. And you can believe you me. There's a storm of sorts, or storm of sorts, already working. Already at work on a geopolitical scale by, shall we say, the controllers, the powers that be, and not the puppets, not the front men, but those at the very top with their agenda, almost everything in line, because they're on a supernatural thing too. See, this is why Christianity is one of the most persecuted type religion, and been infiltrated, twisted so much now that it's hard to understand what Christianity is anymore. That's a sad thing, y'all. That's a sad thing. And you got people, so-called Christians, jumping down another one's throat because, you remember, used to, between the Christians, the big battle was, is it pre-trib rapture or mid-trib rapture or post-trib rapture? Are we really going to have a mansion, or is it just going to be a room in his house? Monet, room, abiding place. I go away to make for you a place. Where I am, there you may be also. Yeah, that's what he said. I go away to prepare for you a place to where I am, there you may be. One more time. I stopped time again. That's a strange comment, isn't it? To make that comment. Maybe it cuts where it needs to for whatever reason. I get long-winded, folks. I have to accept my apologies for being country. Yeah, stop in time. There's a scripture in the book of Daniel that talks about a man. It talks about the man of the hour, as it were. You know, the Antichrist, this world leader that's supposed to come. And in there he's talking about it, and he says, let's see, is it chapter 7 or chapter 11? There's only 12 chapters in the whole book. If you haven't read it, you really should. Times they are changing, you better read. In that one particular verse, it says that he would think, talking about that Antichrist, to make war with the saints. And who are the saints? Well, that's those that are alive. He's not, he may attempt to make war with those, whatever. But we're talking about those that are here on the earth at the time. He's going to go to make war with the saints. Fits the Revelation thing about where the dragon's going to come down and make war with that seed. And Daniel says he will think to make war with the saints. And he will go to make war with the saints. And he will think to change times and laws. And we hear a lot of this with all the quantum talk from quantum computers. They're able to, what they call quantum tunneling. It's the same thing as a little wormhole. There's popping a little pin into that nether realm, the God particles and the stuff that's the gluon. It's all the antimatter, they're calling it now. And that is a different dimension to us. And that's what they said they were going to do. That's CERN. They're going to open dimensions, and we don't know what will come out. We don't know what we can get in. But see, they can send bits of information. And with the quantum computer, which is able to go through all the molecules of the universe, because it's on that quantum scale, everything still exists, the energies and all that stuff. Things don't just, they're not gone. It's hard to explain that. But we're connected even though we're not just from the magnetics and the things of this screen or whatever that might be there, but ultimately through the air itself. The molecules, all of us, are made of molecules, atoms, small atoms. And none of them really touch. They're electromagnetically held in place. I mean, you got to get down to the nanoscale, little microscopes, but yeah. And we know that our thoughts fire electricity, all those electric pulses. And I've talked about the resonance, the Schumann resonance, and how when they're firing that CERN to pop those little holes that they're trying to create, when they create those explosions, they're containing nuclear explosions, basically. And when it pops, they're seeing particles go in or disappear for a minute and then come back in over here. Or, they bounce. It's strange stuff that's happening. Because they're popping little holes and getting it open. I think the longest they've had it to hold open was 16 seconds. You can go to their website to double check that. But I believe 16 seconds is as long as they've been able to hold that doorway or hole or portal, whatever, open. That's on their own page and on their websites, in their backup stuff where you can go in there and read all their junk. And it's made to the public, but nobody, only the scientists are the ones really interested in going there and looking, seeing what they're doing. But 16 seconds, I think, was the longest they've kept that span open. And strange stuff, man. Strange things. And the magnetics there are stronger than that of the Earth, 100 times stronger than the magnetics of Earth. We've touched on this in past videos. My point, y'all, there's a lot going on. When they fire off that electromagnetic pulse, it's changing the resonance, the Schumann resonance, on the heartbeat of the Earth, that frequency we all work on. And people get anxiety, and people get scared, people get nervous. You gotta stay grounded. And you do that with a connection to your Almighty. That's fact. That's the way it works, see. Now, y'all know me. I believe in going through Yeshua. I believe he was the begotten Son of God. That's what I believe. That's what I've come to experience. Not just in a book. I'm not talking about the Bible or a church house. I'm talking about in a real life situation where manifestations were made present, where angelics, and I understand how Daniel and John, now I've never shared this, and I shouldn't have to. I don't know why I am. But he's real. Yeshua is real more than you or I. You believe what you want to believe. And that's fine. Because judgment's coming one day. When the breath of life leaves, it doesn't matter if the plot of land that you stand on is round or flat or triangular or square. It may not even be standing there at all. Depends on what prophecies fulfill. There's prophecies coming of pillars of smoke and blood and fire. Well, it did it again. It stopped. And we're out of time anyway, right? Yeah, we really are. All this is milk. We should be on the meat right now. It's amazing what all's going on. It really is. And, see, I almost went off on that binge of, oh, you're fear-mongering again! It's true. Pillars of smoke and blood and fire. There's one place in there, it says that their eyes and will melt in their sockets and their tongues and their mouths before their bones hit the ground. That's some heat, y'all. That's some Hiroshima, Nagasaki stuff. Thermo. Whether you believe in nuclear or not. If it wasn't for nuclear, CERN wouldn't be in operation. Neither would Fermilab. Fermilab is the mama of CERN. If you look into it, find out. There's some strange things going on in this world, and they're popping frequencies off. They've done the Great Brain Initiative, and they're monitoring through algorithms. They know within your picture it pops up in face recognition on YouTubes or on your Twitter accounts or your Facebook or whatever. Facebook's using one that goes over 7 hours. It's a, I forget what it was called now. I did a video on that back too. But it recognizes your face and then it tracks 7 different people or friends or related to you in circles, the ones you keep most contact with. And that goes through phones and everything because it's AI now. I mean, this is we're talking quantum AI. There's the intelligence of 7 billion people. How's that so? Because everybody that's tapped into it, but it reads through the molecular world as well. The molecules I was talking about can access. Done videos on that too. Basic physics. It's real simple, folks. Lying signs and wonders. Many illusions. Great things. This guy is going to be so good. It says, not only is he going to think to change times and laws, and they'll be delivered into his hand until time, times, and the dividing of time. Man, that's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do. They think they're trying to stop time or divide it, or it's what's creating because they're popping these things. They're letting that dark matter come through, and it's called quantum entanglement. The molecular structure here entangles with something on that side, and once those are done, if you don't know, look up quantum entanglement. Albert Einstein referred to it, spooky action at a distance. Really, folks, some strange things these great machines are doing, and these secret government labs and high-dollar facilities paid for by the elitist. And I'm talking the elite of the elite. It's fact. Even the Vatican's got its paws involved, and the Rockefeller banking goes through the Vatican Bank. Come on. Is it Rockefeller or Rothschild? I think Rothschild, actually. But anyway, listen. The fact is, folks, don't take my word for anything. I just want you to think for yourself. You're not going to believe anything unless you have your own relationship or your own experience for yourself. That's fact. That's fact. But that prophecy is yet to take place. And that's referred to as the Gog and Magog War. It'll be out of that war your great leader stands up. He may be in power even now and at work under the United Nations and all of these things that they work behind closed doors. Secret organizations meeting over cocktails to decide the fate of millions, whether in war or monetary, trade, all these different things. Control of mankind and rule of the world. The rule of law, as the Bush family called it. Not the jungle. Wow. So a lot of free thinkers are going to be considered jungle goers, or those Mandela effectors so confused they don't know left from right, our memories are all gone, or blah, 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 blah. And we're starting to see through their psychological aspirations. But remember, some of the things we're seeing in the physical manifestations and that matter changing has to do with that quantum entanglement, the molecular level. It's quantum, it's simple. Sorry, nanotechnology. Look into some of that. Amazing. Amazing what we do as humans. But they're trying to play God in so many avenues of the world. That's a fact. And so many innocent lives are being destroyed all over the world for the foolishness of evil men. It's true. And most riots are stirred up by some paid individual. Well, my dog's barking. I guess I should go and make this short. Maybe we can touch on some more. But look, folks, really, you better be ready to meet your maker. Ain't none of us guaranteed our next breath. Cut off one last time. I figured I'd just come out here. That right there, way up there, is a squirrel's nest. That's how far away it is. Pretty big. Anyway, y'all, I'm trying to put stuff out that is information that will maybe give you clues somehow, or a different path or information that you might be looking for. And not everybody's looking for the same kind of information either, you know? So I put a lot of stuff in the videos. But understand, y'all, I'm trying to put stuff out here, and it takes a lot. I'm working on a pretty messed up little laptop, but and her phone here, that works. But really, so it takes a while for things to render, and there's so much going on that I want to jump on here. And again, thank everybody, wow, for the great response and the channel growing, and everybody praying. And I ask you, pray one for another, y'all. Pray one for another. We're entering in some dark times. Whether you want to hear that or not, whether you think it's fear or not, if you have fear, you're missing something in your heart. That's true. These things are all going to pass away. That's all foretold. Just like Noah back in the day, Noah building the ark, and everybody, nah, you're probably a fearmonger. Yeah. Not until the flood came and took them all away, huh? Wow. Had to be some mental stress on Noah and his family listening to that. But I'm trying, folks, to get you to wake up, to get you to quit battling. If you're serving the Lord, man, if you don't see all the stuff the others do, how are you letting simple division come between you? Because you're seeing things different perspective. Still the same Lord, is it not? Is it not? Now see, somebody will take that out of context. I'm not telling you that any way is the way. I'm telling you there's only one way, the way I believe anyway. And it's not my way. I mean, I believe like millions of others that you must be born again. What does that mean? Well, it means you meet the Savior. You meet Jesus, Yeshua. You know, that's what it means. He's real. And you can have a relationship with God through prayer and talking, and you will be amazed. But see, there's so many that walk the walk, or they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. They act like Christians, or they were raised in it. They've got the tradition down, or the belief even, some of them. Think they're going to waltz right into the kingdom of God. Many in that day will say, Lord, Lord, didn't we do all these things in your name? Didn't we cast out demons in your name? Didn't we heal the sick in your name? All these miracles. And he'll say, depart from me, I never knew you. People don't want to hear that, y'all. That's fact. Nobody wants to hear that, really. It's the worst thing you could ever hear. Find out, you know, the hard way that, oh, he's real. Too late. Oh, my bad. Yeah, there's some strange things going on. These prophecies fulfilling now, y'all. Unrolling quickly. And so we know that war is on the horizon because of, well, because of the synchronicities, because of what they're saying, because we understand some of the players involved at the top. Now we can see the evil for what it is, and the purposes that are being laid out to welcome in. Now here's another interesting tidbit, real quick, before I get off here. Wouldn't it be something if out of a major war that Pope John Paul II resurrected from the dead? He's in one of those vampire-type caskets with upside-down cross, you know. They got a camera on those caskets 24/7. You can watch it online anytime. Why do they have a camera on that casket 24/7? Are they expecting the resurrection of the dead? Or are they expecting his resurrection, maybe? He would definitely make a great leader, and then the Jesuit Pope could step up as the false teacher to point everybody to that grand leader. Wow. Yeah, go check out the cameras. Pope John Paul. Look into that, y'all. There's so much going on. And their plans, in many cases, are diabolical. Don't forget the Georgia Guidestones. They wasn't put there for nothing. That's a lot of money spent. This Photohelix, y'all. Keep me in your prayers. I'm out.